class. We have a lot to do today. Today we're doing basic vocabulary, and it's going to cover 3 topics. We're covering the topics of sports, body parts, and clothing, articles of clothing. So let's start with sports. All right. On the left side, I have just a whole bunch of random sports. I have basketball, biking, fishing, football, jogging, swimming, tennis, soccer, golf, and baseball. And on the right, I have their French equivalents. So for basketball, it's le basket. For biking, it's le vélo. For fishing, la pêche. For American football, le football américain. Jogging is le jogging. Swimming is la natation. Tennis is le tennis. Soccer is le foot. Golf is le golf. And baseball is le baseball. And over here, not all sports are, there's 2 verbs that can be used in accordance with sports. The more obvious and common one is the verb jouer, which means to play. You can use you jouer à a sport, you play a sport, but it can only be used in reference to basketball, football, tennis, golf, soccer, and baseball, from the list I've mentioned over here. If you were to go, for example, doing de la natation, for example, you would have to do faire de, which is just another nuance in the French language. Just another way of saying I do a sport. But in the case of faire de, you would have to use faire de with the biking, which would be faire de vélo, faire de la pêche for fishing, faire de le jogging, and faire de la natation for swimming. And now I'm just going to show you all the body parts very quickly so you guys can get a head start and see all of them. All right, so my colleague Malcolm says offered to help me show you guys different parts of the body parts. So let's start off with the head, okay? In French, the head is called la tête, okay? The eyes are called les yeux. You have 2 of them, les yeux. The nose is le nez. The mouth is called la bouche. And the teeth are called la dent. The ears are called the les oreilles. It's a very tough word to pronounce. It's O-R-E-I-L-L-E-S. But let's moving on. Now we move on to the arms. In French, the arms are called les bras. And then to go further down on the arms, he has hands. His hands are called la main. And his fingers are called les doigts. D-O-I-G-T-S. Moving on, his legs are called les jambes. And then he has his feet, obviously, which are called they call them les pieds. Lastly, if you may turn around, Malcolm, he obviously has a derriere, which there's no need to explain. I think everybody knows what the derriere is. You may turn around. Now, the one last thing about body parts that's very important is when you're talking about, for example, your hands, your feet, your any body parts, the French do not say the word your. For example, if you are washing your hands, right? The word to wash is, you may move out, please. The word to wash is se laver. That's to wash. In English, you would say wash your hands, but what the French say is je me lave. So right now I have so far I wash my, and je me lave les mains. If you have been taking my previous lessons, you would know that les means the, not my. So in French, there is no possession of body parts. Even though this says I washed my hands, the literal translation would be I washed the hands. Alright, now moving on to clothing. I have a large list that I just like to quickly show you guys. It's a lot of words, but clothing is a very, very large category, and you want to include as much words. There's a lot of clothing in this world that people like to wear. And hey, everybody's entitled to their opinion what they want to wear. First, I have a dress, which is in French is called une robe. Very simple. Shoes in French are called les chaussettes. Shoes are not to be confused with sneakers because in French, the difference between shoes and sneakers are 2 different words. and I'll show you in a little while. A jacket in French is called un blouson. A collared shirt for girls is called un chemisier, and a collared shirt for boys is called une chemise. Pants in France are called le pantalon. A jogging suit is called le survêtement in France. Here's the example where I was telling you about. Basketball sneakers, or sneakers in general, are called either les baskets or les tennis, to refer to either basketball sneakers or tennis sneakers generically in the name, but has soon in France since been just used to refer to sneakers. Sweater in France is called le pull. A tank top is called le débardeur. Notice the accent on the first E. A suit for a woman is called un tailleur in France. And a tie is called une cravate, and sandals are called des sandales. And I put the F here to let you know that if you were for whatever reason to find sandals singular, it would be a feminine word. And that's all I have for clothing.